get to your questions, I would just like to announce that this weekend, Professor Boyfriend and I got a joint gym membership to the YMCA, and we bought a dehydrator. We're pretty much common law married now, in lieu of wedding gifts. So just let me know what you would buy us in the comments below. I already have a dehydrator. Last week's Ask Kristen, I talked about why bad words are bad. Here are a couple of things that you all had to say about bad words. Michelle Wilson, for instance, says, quote, "I have always gone by what my grandmother told me in terms of cursing. Curses should be like good dishes, stored away and only used on very special occasions so that when you do use them, everyone notices." I would like to sew that on a pillow and sell it on Etsy so I can buy more things to dehydrate. Next up from Anastasia Bromberg, "As a person who speaks multiple languages, I found there is a hierarchy of badness when it comes to cursing. Growing up in Israel, I already have a rather gruff, blunt manner of speaking, but I still tend to use softer English curses on a daily basis. When the word I'm looking for doesn't exist in English language, or I'm especially frustrated or furious, I resort to cursing in Russian, which I find has a lot more impact and makes me feel a wee bit guilty. Makes me wish that I spoke either Russian or German." This week's question comes from Ermesenda Alvarez, who says, "I'd love to hear your take on the increase of men's sexualization and whether you think there has been any increase. Example, the emphasis on the perfect muscle-ripped body." The best that I can answer this question without having inhabited a male body and knowing those male insecurities inside and out, I do think observationally that there has been an increase in this objectification of men. One statistical indication of this is the more recent documented rise of eating disorders and body image problems among men in particular. The National Eating Disorders Association, in fact, estimates that 10 million males in the United States will suffer from a clinically significant eating disorder at some point in their life. That might be anorexia nervosa, bulimia, binge eating. The greatest proportion actually is called EDNOS, which stands for an eating disorder not otherwise specified. The National Eating Disorders Association also estimates that 33% of adolescent males use unhealthy weight control behaviors, 37% of men who binge eat experience depression, up to 43% of men are dissatisfied with their bodies. For younger men in particular who are growing up in the age of social media, where it's all about self-presentation, taking your selfies, pictures of your abs, looking all like sexy in your bed and all that stuff. It's not just girls who are doing that. One contributing factor to all of this that the National Eating Disorders Association points out is muscularity in the media. And I'm just gonna quote them because that's easier than summarizing. "The muscularity of ideal male body representation has increased from the 1970s to the 1990s, presenting a largely unattainable muscular body type." Even more recently, in 2013, there was an article in Ad Age that got a lot of attention because it focused on what it called Hulkvertising. We are seeing ripped male bodies selling things not normally associated with sexual imagery. The author then contends that, hey, maybe we're seeing more of a rise of the objectification of the male body in addition to the always objectified female body. And all of this really, at the end of the day, is catering to this male ideal of saying, hey guys, do you want to be sexy and hunky? Well, guess what? You can buy all of these things and that'll help you maybe kind of get there. There's also this compounding factor with this rise of body image issues among guys is that they are less likely to seek out help. And for that very reason, even though I'm not a guy, I wanted to talk about this issue because I feel like it needs to be talked about. I want to hear from you guys. Does this ring any bells at all? Do you sense that there is an increased objectification of men? Do you feel like there are more messages than ever before being targeted at you saying, hey dudes, you better look like this, better act like this, better wear this, better buy this, if you really want to be a legit guy who can get laid? And what do you want me to talk about next week? Let me know in the comments below as well, and I'll see y'all next week.